Hey there guys, I am the Six Machine and welcome back to another Warhammer video. So we have had Khorne, Tzeentch and Nurgle, and now it is the time for the Dark Prince himself to get a little preview, and that is of course Slaanesh. As with the other gods, there are a lot of buffs coming for the units of Decadence, so let's not tease around any longer and dive right in. First up, the Daemonettes, in a move to what is quite possibly the fastest infantry unit in the entire game, I think, have had a whopping boost to movement 10. So yes, they are nearly as fast as most other armies' mounted units, and then on top of that, they hit much harder in melee now with strength 4 base, 2 extra attacks, bringing them up to 4 each, and then of course the brand new demon save, theirs being 5+, 4+, so again, it is a wash in melee compared to their current invuln, but a good bit more durable against range firepower, which means your very flimsy toughness 3 1 wound infantry will actually stand a much better chance of reaching combat now. They've also had a change to their weapons, which apparently no longer go to -4 AP on wound rolls of 6. Instead, it looks like they are just going to be -2 AP all the time, which in my opinion is just much better. It's much more reliable, and with that weight of attacks that they're going to have with 4 attacks each, a squad of 10, which is apparently the max they can go to now from what I've heard, they will still be throwing out 40 strength 4 -2 AP attacks, which should still do a good 6 or 7 wounds to a marine stat line, so really it's not too shabby at all. They can of course still take Seekers if you need even more speed, and this brings them up to a movement of 16 inches over the current 14, and then again they have a much healthier stat line, moving up a pip in strength and toughness, and still getting the 2 extra attacks and 5 up 4 up save of the Daemonettes. They also have an updated rule, Unholy Speed, which now gives them a +1 to their charges, so if you need an enemy backfield unit shut down or objective grabbed, these ladies will easily be able to do it in just a couple of turns, no matter where it is on the board. It's worth mentioning that apparently, again, according to what I've heard, there is no more advance and charge in the codex, at least not for Slaanesh, so that boost of +2 to your movement and +1 to your charge ranges will really come in handy over the course of the game, I think. And again, 4 strength 4 attacks plus whatever the secret self gets with its tongue and its claws means that whilst they are not going to chew through the armor of Terminators or heavy vehicles all that easily, they are still 100% going to be able to work their way through lightly armored backfield chaff units ridiculously quickly, and they're going to be able to steal objectives away from your opponent almost before they even realize what's happening. The final thing we see in this preview is the ever famous dancer herself, the Mask of Slaanesh, and her eternal dance rule has been changed quite dramatically. You still select an enemy unit within engagement range of the mask at the start of the fight phase, but now instead of just giving +1 to hit rolls against that unit, there are a variety of buffs or debuffs that you can inflict upon it. The current +1 to hit rolls for friendly Slaanesh units still remains, which could help you get through a particularly tough opponent that you need to die before it swings back into you. But if you are going to get hit by your opponent and there's nothing you can do to avoid it, you can instead choose one of 2 debuffs to help boost your durability against those attacks a bit more. The first is the very common reduce melee hit rolls by 1, or if they already are being debuffed in their hit rolls, or they have rerolls already in melee so you don't want to almost waste that -1, you can instead choose to force them to reduce 1 from their wound rolls rather than their hit rolls. So either way you go about it, you can massively debuff an enemy squad, and if they are hitting you on 4s or 5s, adding an extra -1 could really impede their ability to do any damage to you. Likewise, if it is say a strength 6 enemy going into your Daemonettes, dropping that 2+ to wound to a 3+ may be hugely beneficial for keeping your units alive that little bit longer. Overall, it is a much better rule. Even if there is only still one option that you can actually put on the opponent, you do have a bit more choice now, which is always good in terms of how you want to affect the combat, and it really can make an opponent's key unit feel much weaker going into your squads. So overall, I have to say, I am a big fan of this change for the mask. I think in general, Slaanesh seems to have got the expected boost that we have seen with the other gods in terms of stat lines. It seems like it's going to be a very fast moving weight of dice style army to just drown your opponent in saves. So if that is your thing, rather than the less numerous but harder hitting Khorne style attacks, then I do think that Slaanesh may well be the god for you. But as always, what do you think of these rules? And which of the gods that we've seen previewed do you think seems the strongest so far? Is it Khorne or Tzeentch or Nurgle or Slaanesh? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, thank you very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe for more Warhammer content from me, but until next time, I'll catch you later guys.